We already told that most common bath injury occur in the head. So, most common injury of the head during birth is caput succedaneum, cephalhematoma, intracranial injury or hemorrhage, fracture of the skull, and scalp injury. Now, I discuss about each conditions in separately. So, let's start. At first, we talk about caput succedaneum. What is caput succedaneum? Caput succedaneum is a edematous swelling on the baby's scalp. This is edematous swelling due to infiltrations of serosanguinous fluids by the pressure of girdle contact. Now we want to know what is edematous swelling. Edematous swelling is occur into the baby's scalp due to formations of edema. Edema is formed because in the head there is small blood vessels, and when this blood vessel is ruptured, so in this place which blood filtration is occur, it's now occur in the tissue space. For that edema is formed, and for this edema which swelling is occur, that's called edematous swelling, and it's occur in baby's scalp. So this swelling is occur due to infiltrations of serosanguinous fluids. What is serosanguinous fluids? Serosanguinous fluids contain bloods and liquid part of the blood, that's called serum. Serum is the liquid part of the blood. These serosanguinous fluids infiltrations occur due to pressure creates on baby's head. Because of girdle, when baby's head engage in the mother pelvis at the times of normal delivery, in these times bruisings and frictions occur in the baby's head. So caput succedaneum is occur, and this pelvic girdle is contain cervix and bony pelvis, which also called as a valvular ring, and this caput succedaneum cross the suture line, and it's also tend to grow less. Next, the symptoms of caput succedaneum. The main symptoms of caput succedaneum is puffiness under the skin of the scalp. The skin is swollen and soft. Pressing on it result in a dimpling in the flesh. The swelling may be one side or may extend over the midline of the scalp. The effects are usually most apparent on the part of the skull that was first to come down the birth canal, and there may be some discolorization or bruising, but it not as extensive as in the cephalhematoma. Next, treatment. Usually, no management is required for the caput succedaneum because edematous swelling appear within 26 hours, and it automatically subsides in 26 hours. If any effort to drain the fluids from the scalp can lead to other issues such as infection. Next topic is cephalhematoma. Cephalhematoma. What is cephalhematoma? It is the collections of blood in between the periosteums and flat bone of the scalp. So, it is the scalp and it is the periosteums, and it is the collections of blood. Why it's occur? It's occur due to rupture of small imaginary vein from the skull resulting from the frictions between the fetal skull and pelvis. So, in these situations, blood collects between the periosteum and flat bone. Because in the skull there has small imaginary vein, and these imaginary vein connect in the intracranial venous signs and extracranial venous systems. When these imaginary vein rupture, Sepal hematoma is occur, and it's occur due to frictions between the fetal skull and pelvis. Appearance. When the sepal hematoma is appear. Sepal hematoma not appear at the time of birth. It's occur few hours after birth, mainly develop on second day. It is found limited by suture lines and usually unilateral over parietal bones. And it's tend to grow larger. It may persist for week. The overlining scalp may show discolorizations. Next, we talk about what is the symptoms see in sepal hematoma. The most obvious sepal hematoma symptoms will be soft and unusual bulk on the back of the baby's skull. Over the course of few weeks, the bulk may feel harder as the blood calcifies, and after the few weeks, blood will start to disappear and bulk will shrink. And beyond the bulk, infant with sepal hematoma may not display an obvious symptoms or behavioral difference. Instead, the symptoms may be more internal. This include anemia, the low blood cell count, jaundice or yellowing the body skin, and infection. Next, we discuss about how to manage the sepal hematoma. That's mean the treatments of sepal hematoma. Most sepal hematoma disappear spontaneously after few days or week, so no active treatment is necessary unless it's become complicated or infected. If there is any coagulation disorder is appear, we should provide vitamin K 1 to 2 mg intramuscularly. And when there is any infections occur such as infected hematoma, first we performed incision, and after incision drainage could be done. An antibiotic also provide and monitoring of hematocrit and bilirubin level.